now a single person, single again. How did you decide on what you were going to do with your life? Because you weren't making enough money to make it on your own at that point, were you?
No. I had owned a small beauty salon and had been in the beauty industry for many years in beauty salons, hair and skin care. And I contacted a friend of mine whose husband is a plastic surgeon and consulted with him about doing micropigmentation, which is basically cosmetic tattooing. He said, I think you'd do great at it, and if you're really interested, why don't you just come in and do it in here in my office? That's how much faith he had in me, knowing that, you know, that was sort of a passion of mine.
That was
makeup
in Cleveland, Ohio.
In Cleveland, Ohio. I was in his office for about 3 years and decided I wanted to go out on my own. And he even told me, he said, you know, like a little bird, you have to kind of sometimes fly away. He understood, and I needed to go on out there and do it for
what
myself.
about after leaving your husband, going on your own, what were some positive things that happened as a result of that?
Peace.
Peace. Everybody in the world is looking for peace.
A feeling of peace.
The peace that passes all understanding.
Because there's nothing on this earth that is greater than God is. And I just had to put all those worldly things, and including a marriage, behind me and move on towards better things. And like they say, or I've heard it said, the greater the sacrifice, the greater the reward. And I trust in him that is so.
Well, right at this moment, we're being entertained by a train that's passing by the TV station where we're doing this tape, and that's perfectly all right. That just shows that we're in the real world.
The real world, that's right.
And that's good. Well, now, you got into starting your own business then.
Yes.
So you'd worked 3 years with another person, the plastic surgeon, wanted to go out on your own. Now, it's not an easy thing to be an entrepreneur if you're a couple or a man, but to be a woman to start your own business has really got to be something else. How did you plan that? I mean, you got to make a business plan, or you got to have a lot.
Women like to look good since the very beginning of time, and I just felt that, you know, owning a beauty salon, I knew that. And when I heard about the permanent makeup, I knew that this was going to be a wonderful thing for women. Women who have difficulties seeing, women who have tremors and can't apply their makeup, or women that have a condition called alopecia, which is...
alopecia is...
alopecia is where they lose their body hair, eyebrows, eyelashes, and it can just change someone like that. It can change their life because it gives them more self-esteem, more confidence. It raises their self-esteem.
And they're ready to go out into the real world.
And that is really rewarding to me because I help to do it.
How did you, I mean, you got to get a place when you go out on your own, a place to have your business, the money to probably make it for 6 months or so. Like, I know in real estate they always say, be sure you have enough money to live for 6 months because it may take you that long to get everything, because I've done real estate a lot of years. And so you had to have that same thing.
I had a savings.
And you had your savings.
I had a plan.
You had a plan. You made a plan and followed your plan.
Yes, it is.
And what all did your plan include?
Just to, basically to do the permanent cosmetic makeup, and I eventually, after I saw that it was successful, build it and they will come, or, you know, it worked.
Came back.
And I decided to come, word of mouth. And I decided that I wanted to do what I had always wanted to do since I was a child, and that's move back to my home state of Alabama. I love the South.
You love the South, and I was sweet home Alabama.
Sweet home Alabama. And I wanted to come back, and I did. And that was just another dream that, you know, I had. And
well, really, when you own your own business, you can go anywhere in the world with it.
And women are, I feel, are the same. I felt at the time, I thought, you know, this is a little scary, but women are the same anywhere.
From Cleveland to the Huntsville, North Alabama area is not exactly the same number of people.
Well, That's right. But
you had fewer people to pull from, but maybe, especially in Huntsville, Alabama, you have a higher number of people,
volume,
yes, of
women.
people who want to, well, can afford to try to do as well as they can with their
it's a luxury,
base.
and they can afford it. That's right.
Because I understand something like 80% of the households in Huntsville, Alabama, have an engineer somehow involved.
Yes, I do lots of female engineers. Well, I only work on females, but lots of ladies that engineers, doctors, lawyers, and even women.
Little housewives.
Yes,
like myself.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Nurses.
We all want to look our very best.
Yes. Well, I think about Esther in the Bible. There she was. Mordecai, her uncle, had said that, that he had put her forth as one of the people when the king Ahasuerus, or however you say that name. I have to ask your brother or your nephew, or a preacher, but how to say that. But when he said he was going to look for a new queen after Vashti did not please him, then they had all the women to come in, and for 1 year they were done everything to their skin and body to make them more beautiful. Right. And in fact, I think a lot of them did a lot of things. Now, she just had all the natural things. And then when they went into the king, he selected her. So, and it was the beauty that did that.
Absolutely.
That'd be a long time to work on yourself for a year. I don't think many of us women have that opportunity.
That's right.
But that just shows that we all want to look very beautiful as much as possible, in the natural state. Now, I did wear, when I first met you, about 7 years or so ago, long curly, I call them Tammy Baker eyelashes, and you got me away from that. You said, you don't need to wear those.
No,
and anyway, Mary, one day I was doing a TV show when I had those on, and the lights, the air conditioner went out, and it was a real hot summertime in August, and a show for ABC in Arkansas, and so the perspiration, we called it sweat in Arkansas, it started rolling down in my eyes, and the glue came unglued, and it's flopping up and down. I'm doing the news. I take this. I said, this is bothering you as much as it is me. I'm going to take it off. So I take the eyelash off. I finished the show with one long, beautiful eyelash and one little stub. And I met someone in Dallas a year or so later, and they said, I remember you from television. And I said, yeah. And I'm, a little kid from Arkansas, used to pick cotton. I'm ready to get them to say, hey, you want my autograph? They said, I saw you today. You lost your eyelash on television. We think we're doing such great things, but I thought those were really beautiful.
Well, you're beautiful without them. I'm sure they were, but you're beautiful and much more comfortable now, aren't you?
Yes.
More
Especially
confident.
they would get kind of glue stuck in them, and they didn't look natural at all.
And wearing those eventually in time will possibly damage your hair follicle there.
I didn't realize that.
Yes.
But I knew it was much more comfortable not to have to get up in the morning, put those eyelashes, glue them on. So,
absolutely.
But it just shows you how far we'll go to try to do the best we can with what we have.
And it's okay, too. It's accepted. It's not really vanity. It's just part of our society, since... beginning of time.
That's true. We wouldn't
have adorned themselves.
But what I really admire about you is that you have started your own business, and you had to, when you moved to Huntsville, your mom lived in Florence, and that was a pulling part of it, I'm sure, and your sister lived near here.
I have a sister in Huntsville, and my son is now here. My
yes, but now he wasn't here and wasn't married and didn't have those 3 grandchildren when you brought this all about. I think he wasn't quite married at the time, or about getting married. But so we have to say what the grandchildren's names are, because they're going to be watching grandmother.
Oh, I know. John, Vincent, and Alexa.
Oh, what beautiful names.
The love of my life.
Yes. And, of course, your Johnny is a firefighter and has another job. He also does...
Vinyl graphics.
Graphics for signs and billboards and anything, and
Yes.
he's working on. So you guys are just entrepreneurial family.
Absolutely.
Your daughter now is back in Ohio and has her own business of cosmetology and other things like that. So, okay, you said you made a plan. What all did that plan include? How much money you'd need? And
Oh, yes, I thought about that. And like you said, having enough money set aside for, 6 months at least. And then that, you probably would need even more. But I just, being in the doctor's office, he gave me a wonderful break. I was very fortunate. And blessed, I don't know, but
did you
whatever,
say what all
that
you would
helped
need
me.
to buy? I mean, from paper
Absolutely.
towels and
Yes,
water
everything.
fountains to
Everything.
down to, you had equipment. I know you've updated your equipment,
Yes.
but you moved a lot of it here.
I did,
From
yes.
that helped to get you started. But then you and your son painted the building, the inside your
My son, and I helped him, but he did most of the work.
right.
Yeah.
And so you had to do all of these things that we think only could take just almost a lot of money put back, but you kind of did it pretty much.
You just have to plan. You have to have a plan, and I think that's just
And then follow the plan.
and confidence, and
Well,
I knew that it was okay.
how did you
from
get
be-
that very first person? I know I'm sat behind you in a church, and you'd only been here a couple months, and
No, you're talking about when I first came to Huntsville.
Yeah,
it was
to
very
Huntsville.
simple in the doctor's office. And when I came to Huntsville, I did advertise. And the very first person that came in was from an advertisement.
on
And
television, newspaper.
And then I
Flyers?
started doing, no flyers, I just started doing advertising on television.
And I know I became a client of yours by simply hearing you in church talking to someone else. How did that go?
That was so neat. I was talking to the lady that drove me to church that day that I went with. I was telling her about the permanent cosmetic makeup. We were just casually talking. You were sitting behind us, and all of a sudden I hear this little voice say, excuse me,
After
I want
church
some
was
of that
over."
derma." Oh, this was all after church. And you said, I want some of that derma enhancement. And that's when we met, when I first came here.
And been friends ever
Ever
since.
since, absolutely.
And we've had fun. I know Jeannie C. Riley came to be one of your clients.
Yes.
That sang Harper Valley
Very-
PTA.
Right, very
And-
sweet, sweet lady.
So now you're still doing television advertisement.
Yes.
And do you do trade shows or any other?
No, I really don't. Most of my clients are word of mouth. I advertise approximately once a year because just to let people know I'm still here, and there's still so many people that really have never even heard of permanent cosmetic makeup.
That's true.
Incredibly, but I mean, I feel like everybody knows about this.
No, I'd never heard of it when I heard you talking about it. And I think one of the first things I ask is, does it hurt?
Right, and it
And just a little,
It doesn't.
and it has been one of the most wonderful things other than my love of the Lord Jesus Christ and what He's done in my life, and because I came through a period of now I had a reason for a divorce because my husband had a baby by my girlfriend about the time my daughter was born. Well, she was 1 month old. And he came to me and said, I'm going to get a divorce and marry this girl. And I said, why? I had no clue. We were not, everything wasn't perfect. And he said, well, she's going to have a baby. And I said, we already have a baby. She's 1 month old. And he said, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to marry her. So he divorced, married her, took the money. We had a little service station and restaurant, and I was so naive, young, because I married at 16, so it was
Well,
But I met Tony, and Tony
you've kept
adopted
him for a little
Deanna.
while,
Yeah,
haven't you?
I got used to him.
How many years now?
Yeah, I'm afraid to say, but it's a little over 4 decades. We won't say how many years that is. But and of that time, he says we've had 7 wonderful years.
Well, that's good. That's probably more than the average.
But
he's a great guy.
what I would like, we started our own business, but I had someone to work with. No, but to do this alone, for a woman to start her own business alone, but of course, if she has a passion like you do.
That's what it is. I really do enjoy
Because didn't you
what
have
I do.
any lows? I mean, did you have from first customer one, you just had all
No,
customers?
there was fear. I won't deny that. When I came here, there was just fear of, well, I hope these, I'm here and I hope they come, But if you let them know you're there and let them know what you do, then they're going to go, exactly. It's word of mouth and making people happy, and I enjoy that. I enjoy making people happy.
Well, were you able to have before and afters that you brought down from Cleveland?
Absolutely.
And that kind of showed that you were not a total novice at this.
I had a background, yes. I had doctors in Cleveland
and
that
lots
referred
of
people to me.
awards on your walls, too. That didn't hurt anything. I know, I read them.
Definitely trained, properly trained, and which is very important. If you're having something done like this, you would want to consider the person's background just like you would if you went to a plastic surgeon. You would consider their background. You would want to see some credible references or talk to some people that were credible business owners and that. And I can do that.
Well, I know that you've been able to tell your story of why you got the divorce when you loved the person and he loved you, but you just felt it was the right thing to do.
In my heart, in my state,
And then the other day I had the privilege of bringing James Hill in to talk to you, and I told him that I was going to practice on you because you were one of my friends, because my husband had, I used emu oil that we got at a place in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They had a booth set up, and I thought, it sounded, I wondered about it, didn't know about it, so I tried it, and I thought it really helped the crow's feet around my lips, and I mean my eyes, and now the lips, since I'd smoked, that was really kind of horrible, but it's, it helped some, but what really helped was my husband telling about, he just would just almost cry at night, big Marine crying, but he was hurting in such pain with his arms. He will be telling about that, but it helped him so much that I thought, my goodness, if that helped him, let me go tell you about it, and maybe you'd have some people get to be helped. Tell me then what happened as a result of that.
I have to have things. I have to use it, and it has to be, proven to me before I could endorse anything. That's just the way I am. But I get cramps in my feet if I wear shoes high heel shoes or that I have all my life. If I wear shoes like that for long periods of time, I get cramps in my feet. And you came in and you gave me this foot cream. I told you about that. And you gave me this foot cream to take it home and try it. I said, I can't say anything about this if I don't try it first and see. I went home, did my usual thing turned on my heating pad because that would be the only way I could relieve these cramps in my feet that would just twist my toes out of shape. They were horrible. Well, I turned on my heating pad. I got the cream out. I put it on my foot and rubbed it and massaged it in. By the time the heating pad heated up, I turned it off. I didn't need it. That's just incredible. I called my sister right away and I told her.
The heating pad?
No. It was incredible.
Oh, I know it
honey.
felt great.
It's incredible. So I'm sold. I'm sold on that.
Took the pain of the emu oil foot cream. Took the pain away.
Absolutely. It relaxed. I guess it improves the circulation. It relaxed the foot, the muscles. It did, or the circulation, and I just didn't need that heating pad. So
Mary Kaleal, I am so happy that you told us about the emu oil and the permanent cosmetic and how the Lord actually just went into your mind and said, you don't need to be married to this guy, or to any guy, and you made that decision to live it's okay.
It's okay. I'm happy.
Okay. Well, we're happy that you joined us and that Mary Kaleal of Derma Enhancement. If you'd like more information, please call toll-free 1-877-823-6886. if you would like me or any of us to come and speak to your group or your church, I've written 8 books. I'll be happy to tell you about them. I'm doing a women's retreat very shortly. In fact, here in Decatur, Alabama, one that I have participated in before. And if you want to know more about that, it's going to be just great. We're going to be talking about spinning silk. You know, God made a big, fat, ugly silkworm, and He spins the most beautiful fabric in the world. And that's the way of us, our big, ugly sins, and God can take them and turn them around just like He did Mary Kaleal, and we can be the finest person in His eyes that we could be, because it's not what we do, but our faith in Him and the grace He gives us. And that's, you know, it's just like that He loves us so much that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Whether it's being an entrepreneur like Mary Kaleal and starting her own business, or even more, deciding that the relationship you're in, you shouldn't be in because it's wrong. And she made that decision. I don't know very many people in the world that would have the confidence or the love for the Lord Jesus Christ to do that. And we are so happy that you joined us. If you'd like to know more, you can get in touch with me, Bonnie Libhart, or Mary Kaleal, and we'll be happy to let you know more. Whether it's emu oil or permanent cosmetics or just some of the books that we've written and some of the things that we do. I'm Bonnie Libhart, along with Mary Kaleal, and bless your heart for watching.
The elder law firm of Glass & Wallace, a legal firm serving Alabamians over age 50 on issues like Medicaid, long-term care, nursing home care, and estate planning, as well as wills, trusts, powers of attorney, and medical directives. Connie Glass spent more than 10 years helping older Alabamians with their legal needs while at the Tar-Cog Area Agency on Aging. She's a certified elder law attorney and has extensive experience